All right, well, today is August 24th, 2017. This is just a quick update at around 10:15 a.m. We're watching the floaters loop here, the visible light loop. This is Tropical Storm Harvey, which is rebuilt. And here in the visible light mode, we can see some transmitter activity. These satellite microwaves are targeting that storm. Let's go ahead and stop the loop and scroll through it real quick. We can see these dimple marks. This is where the microwave transmitter targets and superheats this area of the storm. And we can watch what happens when we scroll through to the next frame. We see expansion. These become much larger craters. This is the superheating process taking place. We can also see a slight blast pattern right along here. There's some a little icicle pattern right along there, south side of that one crater. And we can see more blast pattern evidence right here as this area is superheated. This water vapor is instantly superheated and instantly expands. And so that's what we're seeing here. We see this blast pattern. And then up here we can see, let's go back one frame, we can see another couple of areas which have been targeted. So it is clear that some attempt is being made to break this storm down. But there's the evidence. The meteorologists will not show this on television. None of the national, state news, television weather reports will show this detail, and for obvious reasons, because it completely upends the global warming / climate change narrative, and that is that CO2 and carbon, these greenhouse gases are somehow causing climate change. And what we're actually seeing here is climate control. The question here is whether or not these weather controllers are going to allow this storm to plow into southeast Texas, or will they break this thing down? Now, over this 7.5 hour loop, we can see this is the water vapor loop, we can see that the storm is being targeted by the color change. Starts off as a deep blue, which is the far end of the scale down here. And as the end of the loop nears, we can see that this diminishes into almost an amber color further down the scale. Let's look at the water vapor, the infrared map, and we can see some color change and a blast pattern right there around the western edge. And once again, the visible light mode. So some attempt is being made, and this is still a tropical storm with 65-mile-per-hour winds. If we look at the hurricane center map, Harvey's right here, and 65-mile-per-hour winds, and that is going to be moving to the northwest, it looks like. All right, so that's the forecast for Harvey, which actually was blown apart several days ago, but then reformed and moved right through the into the Gulf of Mexico, which these waters are very warm now. Now out on the North Pacific, also there's another disturbance here near Florida with a 10% chance of hurricane formation. Now this storm has 65-mile-per-hour winds, core pressure of 982 millibar, and it's moving north-northwest at 10 miles per hour. So the question is are these weather terrorists going to allow that storm to plow into Texas and ruin some lives and destroy a lot of property? Certainly they have the capability to knock this thing down, just like what we saw with several hurricanes on the East Pacific, notably Hurricane Patricia, which I have not created a playlist for I'll get to that soon. But Hurricane Patricia was a 215 mile per hour wind generator. That storm was amazingly powerful, and it moved right into the coast of Mexico. But at the last moments, the storm was blown apart, and there was not a whole lot of. There was, as far as I know, maybe one person was killed. I don't know exactly, but that storm was very quickly destroyed, and so there was not a lot of damage given the strength of that storm. All right, now here on the west coast, we can see a heat wave being engineered. We have 105-degree temperatures forecast for the valley areas. We can see this high pressure setting up right in this area. We have the remnants of Kenneth right here, which has been completely destroyed with microwave energy. The tail of that storm is moving right towards Northern California, so the Northern Californians are going to see some chemtrail activity as this moisture field moves in to the area. And on the pressure maps, a upper level low is spinning counterclockwise. Actually, we can see some of that right here. And there's a transmitter over this area to prevent this upper level low from developing. And that's why we're suddenly having a heat wave, because this would otherwise bring some cool temperatures and rain to the state. This is a counterclockwise rotating air mass right here. And on the 500 and 300 millibar maps, it's not a closed low, but it's certainly generating, or rather getting the attention of the people running these transmitters. So we see a dome of high pressure, and that will follow this low to prevent the development. And also that's going to give us some very hot temperatures over the next 5 days, 5 or 6 days, 7 days even. All right, so, and we can see a bow in the moisture field here where there's a there's a blockade built in here to prevent this jet stream flow from moving down and getting wound into what's left of Kenneth. This was a hurricane. This has been completely wiped out, squashed out with high pressure. This has been targeted with microwave, just like what we're seeing over with Harvey. So we see a wall that's been built here to prevent any moisture from merging in this area. But this will generate some moisture. This is actually moving in, and the jets will be upspraying to prevent a lot of rain up in the Northern California area. Okay, so that's it. We'll just leave it right here. Really see that manipulation. There's no doubt about what's happening here. Okay, that's it.